Call to order Board of Trustees regular meeting, Thursday, November 17th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. Roll call. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Present.
Trustee Lopez. Trustee Mercer.
Present.
Trustee Archuleta is absent. Opening prayer, Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, would you do the prayer? And Trustee Mercer, would you do the pledge, please?
Yes, sir.
Heavenly Father, guide us to make the best decisions for the village tonight. Please watch over the sick and the elderly and keep our first responders and the military safe wherever they may be. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? If not, I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Thank you. Public comments. Do we have anybody for public comments? If not, we'll move on. Approval of minutes. Board of Trustees special meeting, October 6th, 2022. Board of Trustees special meeting, October 11th, 2022. Board of Trustees regular meeting, October 20th, 2022. I need a motion to approve the minutes, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Trustee Mercer, second by Trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez. Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Action discussion. Acceptance of municipal court cash journal for October 2022. Need to approve.
I make a motion to approve the municipal court cash journal for October 22.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez. Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Approval of finance report for October 2022.
Good evening, Mayor and trustees. So we're moving right along. We're moving through our fiscal year. We're about a month away from being mid-year already. It's gone so quick. This month for GRTs, we received $292,767.05. It was down a little bit from the month before. I know that some of the increase in our GRTs is because of the construction that's going on airport. So we can't depend on that forever. So other than that, GRTs are stable. They look good. For the pool cash report, all our accounts are in balance. All departments are within their budget authority, and there are no negative cash balances. On your check detail and certification, we paid 172 payables this month with 88 payments for a total of $555,670.59. We did have 5 voided checks. The reason for the 5 voided checks is it's that time of year where we get everything ready to escheat to the state. I wanted to go over a little bit about that. A common misconception on when we send those funds to the state, a common misconception is that the state keeps that money. They do not. They put it on an unclaimed property website, and what people can do is go to that unclaimed property website anytime they want, put their name and their birth date in, and it'll show if you have unclaimed property. It could be old utility bills, something somebody left to you a long time ago that you don't know. But anyway, so they don't just keep it. We send it to them and they get it to the rightful owners. So it's that time of year. That's why there's 5 checks. Um, as far as our budget is going, we're doing really well. I'm very happy with the budget. The department heads are staying on top of it. They're managing their budgets. They're shopping for the best price, best quality. They're doing a really good job on it. We are looking at starting our inventories after the holidays are over. So that'll be departmental inventories of assets. So we'll start working on that. I wanted to touch that Denise and I attended the Infrastructure Finance Convention. We came back with a lot of knowledge and maybe some options for future financing of infrastructure projects that we have going on. So it was a very valuable learning experience for us. And that is all I have. Do you guys have any questions?
Do we have any questions? Trustee Lopez? If not, I need a motion to approve, please.
I make a motion to approve the finance report for October 2022.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez?
Yes.
Trustee Mercer?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow?
Yes.
Thank you. Employee Holiday Calendar 2023.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this is something that we do this time every year so that we know when our officials' holidays are. And basically, we talked to you about that at the last meeting, and Denise has developed a holiday calendar. So at this time, we're asking for your approval.
Thank you. I think everybody reviewed the calendar. Okay, I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll make a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to approve the holiday calendar for 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion by Trustee Lopez, second by Trustee Mercer. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Concerns about recent break-ins. I understand that we have one person that's going to be the spokesperson for the group. Okay. You can come up to the podium. The police chief is right next to you. He'll be able to answer any questions. And I just want to make one little statement. All of us are very concerned with the break-ins and things like that. So
Wonderful.
I just want you
Hopefully
to
we can
know.
get something done.
Yeah, I just want you to know that
Yeah.
the citizens of Milan want them to know that too.
So first of all, before I read what we came up with as a group here, as businesses here, not only do we run businesses in Milan, our money goes elsewhere as well. It goes to the schools, nonprofit, Roberta's Place, you name it, we donate, we help our children. And this is our biggest concern right now. Where are we at on this? Where do we stand? Do we know who's breaking in? Do we have enough police officers going around? At one point, we would have like little notes on our doors saying, hey, so-and-so officer came by. Office looked great. There's no communication between the police or our business. When somebody breaks in, you're violated. Where's the updates on that? Do we have any updates? Do we know what's going on?
Are you done?
I'm addressing you.
Oh.
I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm addressing you.
Alright, well, I don't feel polite sitting here, so I'll stand away here and get some space.
Carl?
Oh, shoot. Take this off. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so the notes on the doors, okay? I've heard this before, guys. The problem with the notes on the door, I know it makes you guys feel good, but here's the problem with the notes on the door.
It doesn't make us feel good. It makes us feel secure. Our businesses are looked at. We feel secure as business owners. It doesn't make us feel good. We work 24/7. Our businesses are 24/7. There's a difference between feeling good and keeping us secure, keeping us going, keeping Milan going. So that's the wrong term to use.
Addressing, let me finish, I have a point to this, I guarantee it. The notes on the door, we don't do anymore, because if I have an officer put a note on your door at 2, Johnny Criminal comes by and goes, all right, he's been here at 2, now I can do what I want. Are you gonna learn the patterns of our officers with the notes on the door? That's why we don't do the notes on the door. If you're happy with the notes on the door and you're okay with that, I'm telling you, that's why we don't do them. If we put the notes on the door, somebody walking down the street's gonna be like, he's already been here. That's why we don't do the notes on the door. But if that's something you guys want, I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, it's just giving our criminal our time that we are already at the building. Does that make sense?
No, not at all.
Okay. That's a concern, that's the.
But
notes on-
patrolling, where's our officers patrolling? When we got broke in last week, the comment was made, ma'am, you're gonna have to do your own footwork to recover your items. There's 2 during the day and there's 1 at night. Where is our officers? Is it lack of funds? Is it, what can we do as business people to help you guys out so this doesn't happen again? I mean, when you get hit 150,000 in your pocket, everything's taken from you. For what, 29 years, Wes, we've been in business? You've been clean. We've been wiped clean. This is what I need you to understand, sir. It's not fun and games anymore.
Nobody's calling it fun and games, so I want you to realize I'm a citizen of this community too. So I have
Absolutely.
concerns, so I hope it's not a you versus the police.
And it's not
us
just,
versus the village.
sir, it's not just the break-ins. I was in a hostile environment at my office where a gentleman came in my office. I could not get my phone. I was not in no position to get my phone. I was front to front. And it was hands-on. And everything it took for me to save my life. So where are your officers? When they finally got there, you know what they told me? Your situation, ma'am, was not priority to the other one. So you had to wait. So my life doesn't matter when I'm fighting somebody that came in my office that was hostile, on drugs, and I'm fighting for my life, but my life's not priority. This is what we're all wondering. Where are you guys? What can we do to help you guys? Instead of making excuses after excuses, Band-Aid and Band-Aid, let's work together.
I'm gonna address your concerns, okay? Obviously, officers saying that to you, it should be recorded, and I need to know that stuff. If that's
It was
not
stated.
Is that Milan or who is?
Yes.
If you can, write down the times and dates, and who the officer was, and I'll look into that, because we don't say that. We're not, okay, we should be saying this.
Absolutely.
So I agree with you.
That's bad work
I
ethics.
need to know that stuff, okay? Because every single call for service is important. I don't care if it's a cat in a tree, to somebody get
Absolutely.
shot, okay? That's not how we do our community policing. I need to know who that was, okay? And I'll look into it. Your concerns on your officers. I've been here, I'll be 2 years in February. We've been fully staffed, which fully staffed for us. Can I say the number?
Why not? We're in a
Is
public
8.
meeting.
We're at 8, okay? We've been fully staffed for maybe 2 months, if that, since I've been here in 2 years. When we were fully staffed in those 2 months, I have all kind of statistics on the stats. We're gonna have break-ins, we're gonna have burglaries. But when we were fully staffed, that curved a lot, okay? So that is an issue that we can't get officers to apply. Okay, it's not that we are short, but nobody wants to be a cop anymore. Okay, you guys know that. You see all the stuff we deal with. The pay is better where a lot of you guys are working. I know there's officers applying at certain places because they don't want to be in law enforcement anymore. Sometimes I question why I'm doing this. I'm going to tell you right now, I've had plenty of opportunities to go make more money, but this has always been, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. This has been home. It's felt like home.
It is
for 12
home,
years.
but our home is getting torn apart.
I get that, but I'm addressing why you're asking where the officers. Okay? I'm good adjusting my schedule because sometimes we have one at night where I'm staying out later, midnight, 2 in the morning, adjusting my schedule. And this happened this week. I came out Tuesday. I stayed out to 12:30 at night trying to find out where, I did a risk assessment of our village. Where's our problems? Okay? My plan was Tuesday because I'm like, all right, statistics are showing us Monday, we're not getting hit. Sundays, I came out on Tuesday. We got hit on Monday for storage sheds. So my point is,
But that's not a druggy thing. Tonight, Sunday, I'm gonna go get high and I'm gonna hit these businesses and I'm gonna rip them off. That's not how a druggie works. We shouldn't be doing statistics like that. We should be going to the businesses and saying, hey, look, you've been broken into. You know, What can we do? Let's get feedback from the businesses. If we can't get feedback and we can't work as a community, how are we going to save Milan? Our children, Milan Elementary, our children are here, and that's what we need to think of. Great communication. There is no communication at all. It's pointing fingers and it's excuses after excuses.
I would like to address that. The chief and I have been talking about having something similar to what the managers do, having coffee with the police, which would give everybody a chance to come in and talk to them
That would be
in
great.
person. Open the line of communication, see what you all need to do to assist them, see what they need to do to assist you.
So I feel like every business owner has been hit here. Every one of us has been hit in the last couple months. Man, if we were to add that up, we can build 3 elementaries here, more churches, be more productive in Milan. But instead we're pointing fingers and we're not communicating, we're not working together. So what we want to do is, why haven't y'all communicated with us? We've just been broke into. I'm at the Mayo Clinic, the cancer clinic, doing my thing, dealing with the break-in. So where can we help to solve this? I mean, I don't want to be hit again. Do you want to be hit again? Do you guys want to be hit again? Nobody wants to do that. Let's get the criminals out of Milan. Let us help you guys.
So I'll tell you what we've been doing, and I mentioned statistics. I don't know what the comment you made about statistics. But statistics policing is very important, okay? It's something that came out years ago when the NYPD, and now you're rolling your eyes, but I have a point to this.
I'm not rolling my eyes, sir.
You're
Have
right,
you
Mom.
paid for insurance? Do you know how much our insurance just went up? George, did your insurance go up? Did you guys' insurance go up? Our insurance adjuster comes this week. Hopefully, cross your fingers, we can recover something. Our premiums just went up. The accidents that happened right there in Milan at the post office, the last 3, guess what happened? My insurance says, why is there so many accidents? We're going to have to raise your premium. I mean, you guys are killing us. You're killing our businesses. You're drowning us. We're here to help you guys, and I'm not going to let this go until we find a solution. I'm not.
Your comment about the accidents, we had a meeting with highway department about getting a stoplight over there, and they said, no, it's not needed. So we are concerned as well about that intersection. I gave them statistics about the crashes. We had the fatality there last year, and the highway department said no.
Why didn't anybody come to Coyote Drilling? Miss Bohannon, you have videotape. You have insurance claims that they went through your building. How come nobody's come? Once again, where is the communication, chief? How come nobody's come to my office and say, can you present this with us and go with us and show them what its damage has been done to your business? That's why I'm saying let's stop for a minute about the statistics and let's get together and let's clean up Milan.
And again, I'm going to harp on your statistics because that's what is important, and you don't understand. I have statistics all the way back to 2012 about the crime in our community. We are averaging 28.1 burglaries and breaking and enterings in the village of Milan since 2012. It is November 17th. We have 17 right now. Okay, and the problem is 75% of those break-ins and burglaries are your businesses. So they are targeting your businesses. So part of my risk assessment is why. There's a lot of poor lighting in our community. There's easy access to these businesses. Airport Road, somebody from A1 got hit. We
Right.
have issues with
2 days after
construction
we
right now.
did.
I get it, okay? Statistics leads us to the right direction. It's not to say all that, it's not to point us there, but I have statistic after statistics to show, and you're correct, since September 16th, there's been 50% in break.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
what is going on?
And I'm gonna go over some plans of what,
But you say that poor lighting. If you guys remember a couple years ago, we as a business owner, we had to Milan Planning and Zoning Weston, I think made us put a pro panel fence. We could no longer have a chain link. We had to do a pro panel because of that area. We put up a pro panel. We had to have lighting. We have accurate lighting. We have cameras. So I'm not sure what you mean by,
There's certain streets, on Federal, there's no.
but we're here as a business, not a residence,
Oh,
sir.
there's
So our
businesses-
businesses, we make sure that we are on top of this. Cameras, lighting, fencing, you name it, which comes out of our pocket, our monthly budgets.
I agree. I'm not here.
So is it a catch and release? Do we know who is breaking into these places time after time? Well, the last month and a half, do we know?
Let me go over some stuff with you, okay? As much as I can, some of these cases are still pending. Okay, your break-ins, again, since September, all but one haven't been a business. Okay, so you're correct, businesses have been targeted. When I looked at some of those places do have cameras, but they didn't pick up the suspect. So the security's there, but no one's getting picked up.
Why? That falls back on you guys. Why aren't these individuals
our
being
surveillance
being
camera.
picked up?
On the camera, we're not getting any footage, so I'm letting you know there is, my first concern is you businesses didn't have enough lighting security alarms, which isn't the case for most of you.
Do you see how much we pay in property taxes? Insurance? We are doing our best to keep our businesses secured for you guys.
And I noticed that. So what we're trying to incorporate, I'm gonna tell you what we did when the complaints have come to us, and the Coffee with the Cops idea has been kicked around for.
But I'm going to be honest with you. Coffee with the Cops is great for us women that work in the office. These men hit the road at 5 a.m. They're gone. Every business, they're nonstop. So when can we get these men in there to be able to address their concerns too? You guys got to think about that too.
And the
We're
times can
nonstop. We're 24/7.
I agree, the times can rotate, because, again, I don't work strictly 8 to 4, 8 to 5 day shift. I come out at night because that's what they need. If they need a different time to meet with us to go over their concerns, ideally, to sit down and go over this stuff, because a lot of times, I'm telling you right now, the communication you're talking about, my guys are handling these reports, and then I read the reports, but the supervisor's handling, like the comment you made about you're not a priority. I don't know that. So this is something that we need to establish for better communication. I agree. Another thing we're coming up with is,
My husband told the cop when he arrived on scene, because my husband and them got there first. And my husband says, Milan's getting bad. He says, no, sir, Grant's is even worse. That was your cop's comment to my husband after I was attacked.
he probably could have.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
he could have worded it better, but the whole county is getting hit. Okay, it's not just Milan, but the officers should not be saying. And that's why I need the stuff to have review their body cameras. Those are comments we should be.
no.
So I do need that information.
So I believe the root cause of all the criminal activity is drug use.
Yes.
And I mean, in years past, I've seen when, I can't remember who the chief was then, his main focus was on, stopping all the druggies. We all know they're breaking into business, they know the business has got the money. And I don't know how they're getting rid of the stuff. I mean, they're not getting rid of it here, they may take it to Albuquerque or who knows where. But if we can start by fighting the drug dealers, then I think we might make progress in the long run.
All right, we got to keep it going. She's the spokesperson. Because if we let everybody,
Statistics from 2012 on our break ins and burglaries. Let's go back to, I should have brought them right out, but real quickly, 2012, we had 32, all right, for the whole year. 2013, 35, 2014, 42. That was the highest it's been in Milan. 2015, we had 14. We had the highest in 2014, 42 break-ins and B&Es, burglaries. 2015, we had 14. And I'm wondering why. Okay? 2015, when I worked for Brad's Police Department, we started a narcotics team, and we did raids in this village here. When I worked at Wood, we did 4 or 5. I don't remember who we arrested in the village of Milan, but maybe that was who's doing your break-ins. So those are for narcotics. So you're correct. That was the lowest year it's been in Milan, and we did 14 search warrants throughout the county when I was over there. The problem is New Mexico, and Candy, hopefully give them a little more info on it about our hands are tied with patrol guys. Came out in 20, they tied our hands what we used to do to get rid of the. I've already been in contact with Chief Monty on grants and my new sheriff coming in Diaz. The plan is, guys, and I could talk all this BS and not come through it, and I know that.
And that's
That's
how
not
we
my fault.
feel right now. We feel like it's all BS because we're just getting hit over and over.
A new chief of grants, a new sheriff, I mean, I've only been for 2 years, but we need to work better between the three of us. And that's what myself and Sheriff Diaz, oncoming Sheriff Diaz has already discussed. An area task force, okay? And we've already been in that process, but 2015, that's the perfect example I gave you, because we had 4 or 5 houses. And I'll go on, 2016, there's 22, 2017, 33, 2018, 28, 2019, 18, 2020, 18, 2020, okay, let's do 2019 and 2020. We had a very good narcotics officer out there. Okay, so maybe that's why it was low, he was taking the dope officer. So very, very good point. 21, 21, 19, and this year we're sitting at 20. So we're right in our average. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to say it's correct, but since we were doing great up until September with the breaking and burglaries, and then all of a sudden, bam, we need to find out what changed. I looked into it a little bit more. We did have a couple people that moved into this area that had a long criminal history. I have no proof it was them, but it's procedures that we're looking into because there's obviously something that changed since the time. Okay.
Do you think it's the lack of your police officers doing the streets, making their presence to these drug dealers, you know?
The problem is, and I can't answer
The
that,
lack
but
of staffing, the lack of funding for you to get people out on the streets to protect our businesses?
obviously the more eyes out there, the better. Okay, and last year when I got here, we had 7 positions. I requested 8th officer spot or 2 security officers. I had to pick one. So obviously I chose the officer spot, but we can't get fully certified, so maybe we'd have to revisit going with 2 security officers at night. Just more eyes out there.
More, exactly.
2 other programs that I am trying to still is a bad word, I'm sorry guys. From Santa Fe is Santa Fe PD has had success with a neighborhood watch program and a business watch program. 2 separate things where we have somebody that's kind of the captain of the business watch team that's a liaison with the police department. We're still getting information on that, policies and procedures and what that entails, and the neighborhood watch program. I've already had a couple people that have been interested in that. Obviously, it'd be volunteer, but we'd figure out a way, let's say when our staffing is low, maybe we can get somebody else to help us. So these stages with that. We are adding another camera that picks up license plates that does no good for foot traffic. So the idea is come up to purchase a bunch of trail cameras we can put out through the village. I don't know if that's something that's gonna work or something not, but it's a thought. I don't think anybody's windows are getting shattered, but they do have a glass detection camera that turns on when it picks up glass when it's shattered. That's pretty costly.
That's asking a lot for the businesses to do.
What that?
That's asking a lot if you want the businesses to purchase that.
No,
Maybe from state funded.
we have some funding, but it all depends on other areas too. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't want to make it sound like I'm downplaying. I looked into recruiting and retention because we can't get anybody to apply. I mean, like I said, and we've come up with some ideas about offering some incentives, and that's something for next budget I'm gonna have to get with finance, our manager, and our trustees on that. Usually what happens is when something's brought to my attention, and I'll tell you what we've done since I've been here, okay? We've had, this year alone, I didn't check last year, but my officers have been punched or battered 7 times. Okay, that's way too many. So how are we controlling that? Maybe it's the lack of training of the officers. I'm not gonna blame the criminal and say it's his fault. Maybe the officer could have done a better job of verbalization. So I have an officer at de-escalation training today and tomorrow. He's gonna come back and be able to instruct us on that. Domestics, we've increased training. We have a, shots fired, we did an analysis and we started patrolling it, usually 10:30 to midnight is when we had the shots fired. Started hitting those areas more, that's when the statistics came in and we saw a decrease in that. We have a bad mental health problem in our community, okay? We had 7 suicides this year. Maybe you guys didn't know that. But once we found that out, we created our You Are Not Alone program, created a chaplains program, okay? We've had close to 150 medical assists. And this goes along with your break-ins. We have a community that needs help medically, mentally. My point is, when we're learning of these, we've created programs. I've just told you we're trying to do business. Watch, neighborhood watch, coffee with the cops, other ideas. My point is, we've created these for the other problems. I'm telling you, we're gonna create them for these. But we are gonna need the community's help. We are gonna need business owners' help because 6 of us can't do it alone.
And that's why we're here, but we want to know where's the problem? Like you said, they're hitting us in the middle of the night.
That's when all the drinkers are up running around, and we're at home.
I mean, there's no statistics that they're going to get high on a Sunday and a Monday and hit on a.
Our check was completely full. It's disgusting. It was
What truck was yours?
Ford F-250 that had water.
The problem with Albuquerque PD and Bernalillo
They
County,
left it all in there.
they're recovering our vehicles and calling the victims. They should be processing the scene, swabbing the stereos. They're not doing that. When I recovered one of their vehicles, I talked to a detective. I said, where do you want me to tow it? Do you want me to swab the steering wheel and take photos? He said, release it to the victim. So we're losing a lot. I talked to somebody yesterday. His tool was found in a stolen county truck, and we possibly might have a suspect. But Albuquerque PD didn't relay that information. So, again, it comes back to communication. I know APD and Bernalillo, they probably know more, and they're probably at the point where we don't have the time, but who's suffering is you guys in Milan as victims. Because
We're suffering as business owners. Our children are suffering. Our elderly are suffering. Our little nonprofit is suffering because we're the ones who donate and help them out. So it all comes down.
yes.
And we've got to start here in order to fix it. If we can't come together to fix it, then what do we do? That's why we're here. Obviously, the last 2 months have been extremely not okay. I mean, look at your statistics.
10 out of 20 break-ins, and
Yeah.
9 out of 10 have been businesses. So it shows, I agree.
So how many arrests have been made in all this?
Just one.
Just one?
And who is it? That's another thing. When we call and ask, we're not allowed to know anything. We're the victims. We're the business owners, and we call in.
You guys,
Who are these people? Why can't we be aware of who they are?
Be aware
you
of
should
their
be,
around.
you should be aware of it. I don't know who's telling you. I mean, if you request a report or something, we're gonna give it to you, so I don't know who's not.
But who is the one person that was arrested?
It was the one in the paper.
We don't get the paper.
Well, even, did you say it too?
Yes.
Even to your point, I know a while back you brought up the catching the police.
And that's our next step. Our next step is to hit the DA's office.
Their new process, basically, you're gonna have to kill somebody for the jail to hold you. It's just, it's ridiculous. I don't know, and I know Sheriff Mays, on the way out, he had a problem with it. Hopefully, he continues that feeling when he goes over to magistrate judge, because their goal is to get people in and out as quick as possible. Coyote, that's you, right? Your truck was stolen by a guy that got released from the jail 3 hours prior, who lives in Albuquerque. He sold your truck to get to Albuquerque. So
He stole the truck, the welders, the generators, everything off the rig,
he was
the
released.
barbecue grill.
He was released from Forest Civic 3 hours prior.
How long was he in jail?
I don't have that answer, but AP Bernalillo.
Doesn't that make you feel safe in Milan? Isn't that scary? Isn't that scary, people?
The thing was,
That is frightening.
like that deal, and they did it in my house too, my place too. He didn't just walk over there, get in that truck and take off. that barbecue grill, all that stuff wasn't loaded in that truck, all the tools off the rig. I put more lights up at my house, all it did was could see to get my stuff when they came back. And it was the same footprint, the same, everything.
There was
Coming back
three
and
of where,
back.
where you at?
I'm on Berryhill Street. My business is on Tesco Street, but, I understand every time, can't be every place at one time, but, this is way out of hand.
Well, if you got released, 3 days before, who's liable for that release? That's so stupid, and then he recommits, and
3 hours.
here we are again.
3 hours.
Who's the next victim? It's gonna be,
Well, that's the bad thing too, when they get released from jail here, they open the door and let them right out.
That's correct.
Chief, I have a question. Isn't that a federal law? So as a way to start for some of this, can we start writing letters to our lawmakers? Because this is out of their hands.
We know that too.
That's
Yeah.
something that,
Yeah,
Sandoval County started, and it trickled its way to Sonoma County, and most of us did not agree with it.
But what's in our hands is, let's stop the crime, let's get the druggies out of here, and let's not be okay with this anymore, these businesses being hit. That's my main concern, is Milan. Let's clean this area up. Enough is enough.
there was enough drugs in that truck. If I would've got pulled over driving it away from the wrecking yard, I think I'd have caught a felony. Why wouldn't he catch another felony? I'm not even kidding you, there was drugs, it was from one end to the other paraphernalia. So, how could you not pick up another charge?
I can only tell you how our agency would handle it, and like I said, I don't know why they're not.
Whoever that guy was,
they've
he's
done-
fine as shit.
They've done away with calling the agency, and I confirmed this with dispatch, they're calling the victims, and they're not calling us. I would have told them to tow the vehicle, and if you can't swallow the steering wheel, somebody's gonna be out there and process the vehicle. That's how you're supposed to do it. I don't know what their excuse is about that.
Just throwing evidence away.
That is correct.
That's what.
Well, when you have somebody's property ending up in that vehicle, that ties the crimes together. So I can't answer for APD or DCSO. I know there was a concern with stolen vehicles, but just so you know, like, we've had nine stolen vehicles this year. 7 have been recovered. I know just so you know, it takes a while. Some of your vehicles, I think, were damaged, but
Were?
Okay.
They were beyond.
If you're curious about the vehicles,
What we're curious about is how we can help you guys clean up Milan. We can't be hit anymore. We can't do this anymore. How can we help you guys?
I think a good start. Obviously, these watch programs, but it's pushing them. We could start these programs and they'll fizzle out after a month, all right? And again, it takes
So there is no solution, basically. We're stuck here. We don't have a solution. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not saying that. And again, I don't know everything, guys. So if you have a solution,
I don't. That's why we're here to
no,
help
I'll
you.
say it. As a citizen, and I'm gonna tell you right now, my first experience as a victim was my very first day I moved to Grants. Yeah, it's terrible. I moved to Grants. I haven't even started working with Grants PD. Somebody broke into my U-Haul right out in front of my apartment I was at my very, very first night. That was my first time being a victim. I'm like, where the hell did I move to? But I'm open to suggestions. I'm telling you what we've come up with or what I've seen. Santa Fe has some success. Ideally, getting fully staffed, adding a detective's position, because right now, myself and one of the sergeants is communicating with Grant's detective, and then we go to CCSO's detective. I found out by doing that yesterday, one guy that's installing vehicles is related to all 3 of our agencies, but if we had a detective and we started doing meetings, it's just staffing, obviously this plays a part. I'm not putting it all on staffing because we still have a job to do, but you're correct. More staffing or adding 2 security guards would be great to have more eyes out. Cameras, license plate readers, they they're developing a new camera they can put on street corners. I don't know if that's gonna do any good, because if you're dipping out in the bushes or hitting the dark areas, the camera's not gonna pick you up.
So real quick, you say you have there's 8 officers?
We're supposed to.
How many officers work in nighttime?
It depends on the shift, depends on training. Ideally, if we're fully staffed, there would be 2 to a certain point at night.
Could you do where you have half force at nighttime checking the streets?
We already,
Like,
we already have more at night.
You have 8 open positions, how many are full?
2. We're 6 out of 8. That's not not a whole lot. I mean, I get we're small, but obviously,
All the crimes happen at night. It's people working in the night.
yeah.
Mayor,
I'll
what's
say-
your input in this? I'd like to know. We'd like to know. How do you feel? What do you think?
Well, to me, I think that we need to come up with a solution and quick, because like you say, these are the backbone of Milan. You guys are the backbone of Milan as far as that goes. And if we can sit down and before we had security officers before at one time, and it did not curtail because they observe, but not, they can't do too much about it by the time to call. So that at that time, when the chief, that other chief came in, he did away with those because apparently he thought it wasn't working with those security guards. So, and that was his thing. We had nothing to do with that. But I think that we need to, if you and your husband, and find a time to sit down with the chief, and let's say Sergeant Galindo, if the chief would allow him, and sit down and really go over everything that is happening, how you can do it, and come up with some not solutions but proposals to try to eliminate this. But I do agree that the drugs are the biggest thing, and I think that if us as citizens, if we see somebody that is, and we see it all the time though, but if we see somebody, we should report it.
Absolutely.
We should report it right away. Whether they get caught doing it at the time, who knows, but at least the officer will go over there and check it out. You know what I mean? There'll be something that they will kind of say, if we're doing this, somebody's gonna see. But if everybody stays quiet, nobody's gonna. If you see somebody in anybody else's business, you call him right away. You need to call. You need to communications. But I think the solution would be, well, not the solution, but a good start would be like for yourself. I admire the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying. I admire you for stepping up. If you and your husband would get a time for the chief, and let's say Sergeant Galindo, he works a lot more at night. If you would set up a time, even if you go to Kiva, have something, and or even at your place, if you want to meet at your place, and it doesn't matter where you meet, but if you meet and really hash out and discuss and come up with suggestions, I'm sure you can. Your suggestions are good. Just by sitting here, I like what you say. I really like what you say, and I like what the people are saying. But I think there's got to be a starting point.
Absolutely.
And
there has to be.
And there's got to be a starting point. And I think that if you and your husband would like to meet with him and Sergeant Galindo as a sooner the better, and really get after it and discuss it and come up with something, I think that would be a start. A start somewhere.
Right. Thank you.
So my biggest concern is, you guys know I work for Stuart Bird, but we were hit 2 years ago. It wasn't one of these recent ones, but I've been knocking on wood, hoping it doesn't happen to us. 2 years ago, we got hit by one of our former employees. And we've got a $15,000 security system, cameras, coded gates. You know, they didn't get into our facility, but they got in the yard. They found keys in one of the trucks. And what got me upset is that we had him on camera. We had him texting a current employee. We had all the information screenshotted where he was, at the time he was jumping over the fence, trying the keypad to open the gate. We knew who it was, but the officers couldn't do nothing about it because he wasn't caught in the act. So, I mean, even if you catch the guy in the act, they couldn't do nothing about it. I don't understand it. And the problem with some of these criminals now, there's no consequences. So even if you guys were catching these guys, they're gonna be let out and they're gonna do it again and again.
Yeah,
Well,
but
if they
that,
don't do it in Milan, if we get enough of them where they know if they come to Milan, they get it at least caught.
yeah.
It wouldn't be so easy picking.
What you're saying, sir, that is something that the chief and it's nothing that they can do. But what they can do is get together and come up with, start.
All they told me is they have to wait till he got caught in the act.
Yeah, yeah. But that's let's start that way. If you are willing to do it that way, just the four of you, let's say, and really get down bare facts and discuss it and come up with some.
I will definitely go to all the businesses, see if we can get a meeting with them and sit down with chief and come up with the solution.
Yes.
Sir, we cannot be hit again. There's no
Yeah.
way. We won't survive.
Yeah.
We're barely surviving now. We just,
Yeah.
we got hit hard, and so did these other businesses. We can't afford it to
And
happen again.
I
And if
understand
it
it.
does, it's gonna kill us.
I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Chief, when you do arrest somebody, how long does it take to book them into Fort Civic? It depends. We had a meeting today, with their new warden. Some of the issues we were having were, and if I'm gonna answer this correctly, we had one officer working and he made an arrest. He couldn't let the person go. He sat in the parking lot for an hour and a half, so that left the village exposed. So I don't know if that's what you're referencing, Diego, is the process of getting them inside there. In course civic, what I was explaining is that's not supposed to happen in the future. But we had a decent meeting with all our agencies to go over the gripes, come up with a plan, because if the state or the county's not available for our community, then our officers tied up, we don't have an answer. So that's a very good point right there. But we're working on that with Core Civic, that it shouldn't take that long. It shouldn't, is what it should.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? And that way, I think Sergeant Galindo's pretty good about things like that. And I think if you get together with them, you and your husband get together with, or others, no, it doesn't have to be just you, but just set a place where you can sit down and go back and forth. You can come here if you want.
Thank you.
You can,
I appreciate that.
You can use this hall if you want. Just set a date and then just let the manager know what time when you want to do it, and just sit here and talk about it and talk and try and
Because
come
we
up with
gotta
some-
save Milan. We
Yes.
have to.
And there's no doubt. Yes.
Only on domestics. This way we notify the victim, but other than that, no.
The reason why I asked is because someone said that, or I believe you said, that the person that had gotten arrested was released from Port Civic 3 hours prior to him taking, I believe, the Bohannon's truck.
Correct.
I mean, is there any way that you guys can communicate with dispatch and have them let you know if a high profile is getting released or somebody that's at risk of doing something again?
It's a good idea. I mean, I guess to narrow it down, if for some reason they don't think that's possible, I would like to know if somebody outside of our community is Obviously, this guy needed a ride back out.
Exactly.
He got a lot of drugs in 3 hours, I'll tell you that much.
It's connection.
Yeah,
The
that's
only,
what was-
yeah, but the only thing is with that is how many people come from all these other communities. Yes, they all do drugs. They're getting from their connects, of course. They're coming into our jail. Well, what was the guy doing in our jail? On top of it, he knows people here. They know exactly where to go. It's all of them network, just like all of us are networking. That's what they do because
They have
that's what they do.
connections in
That's
Milan.
their thing. And they're drug use. Hey, where can I get my next fix? Where can we hit next? Because that's what they are doing. And with catch and release program, that's what happens. They catch them, they book them in, and okay, they get new charges. But when they go up against the judge for new charges, this is dismissed because that wasn't done. That, and it's all a repetitive thing. And you know what? Somebody like myself, my family, they come from drugs. You know what I mean? And we even have to watch our houses and we have to make our cameras because of our own people that are all next door in all of our communities. You know, I come from out of the community, which I'm not here in Milan, but this is where I work and my family's here and all of us, try to work together. But with not changing our laws, it doesn't do all of us. You know what I mean? Like we're all, like you say, we're here, we're trying to work together, but we're not accomplishing anything because all these stupid catch and release, that's all that happens. So they get out of jail. What did he do? He's looking for the next. So he did. He got you. And it all comes down to they're all working together and they're all friends. And they all come from different communities.
It really doesn't make sense if they'll let these guys just open the door and let them out right here.
Right.
I mean,
And
if
just let 'em walk.
it was dogs, for instance, and a vicious dog was caught and put in the dog pound, and they're not just gonna let him out the back door of the dog pound.
And believe me, we've had several battles with our DA's office and judges. We don't agree with that. Sheriff Mace has been very vocal, and like I said, hopefully, as a judge, he continues that effort to make that change. To go along with your point about the drugs, the guy that did steal your vehicle, he was arrested for possession with intent to distribute. So.
Was he arrested
We're
here?
here to
I think the county arrested him, our state. It wasn't Milan. So,
But he wasn't in the area.
correct. That's why he was at our facility.
Well, they don't stay there long enough to sober up. No, they're still,
No,
they're still drunk.
their big goal was to get him in and out.
So that must have happened to the A1. And so, I don't know. I just feel like we need to clean up Milan. We need to let them know that we're not going to put up with it anymore. The businesses are not going to put up with it. The employees, our children, we're not going to put up with this anymore. We can't.
And again, I want to say again that we're on the same team. Okay? I don't wanna make it
Absolutely.
look like-
But you got to understand when 150,000 is ripped underneath your feet, it's a slice through the throat. I'd rather get punched in the stomach like your officers than get slapped in the throat like that, honey.
I
It just,
can't imagine.
we can't take it anymore. We just can't take it anymore.
Okay, let's wait. There's somebody else going to talk, Roseanne.
Pastor, Grace Pastor, so we're here in Milan, I've been there 29 years. I'm also a chaplain with Milan Police Department, I have a son in Grants PD. And I know all of us are frustrated, but please understand this, those officers are frustrated too. They go, they arrest, and by the time they get them in there, within just a little bit, they're back out on the street again. And so it's not just us that are frustrated. Our people who are not getting paid near the money they should are putting their lives on the line, and they're frustrated every night when they come home and be with their families. A suggestion, if we don't get more eyes in the community, we can sit here and talk about it for a year. It's not gonna solve anything until we've got some more eyeballs in the community watching the street. You can only expect one officer, two officers to cover so much ground. It's gotta have more manpower.
Thank you. Okay, so let's Trustee Lopez, are you still there?
Well, just comments. I do agree with the business owners that the PD does need to work with the businesses. I think it's a great idea if they set up meetings with the police and business owners after work if possible, so that way they can attend. And offer our board as a place that they can go to meet. And also it'd be nice if we could have the manager, police chief, maybe a trustee and a mayor at these meetings. We won't have a forum, just one trustee and a mayor, or two trustees. Also, the statistics are good, but the statistics are not helping the situation at this point. I think we need to hire more officers and more service aides to patrol only businesses. And I agree that there's no consequences for any of these repeat offenders, but we need tougher judges or new laws. And we need to help out our businesses by reporting suspicious people or activity going on.
All right. All right. Thank you. Let's do that. Let's set up, not with us or with you, your whoever you want to bring, the police chief and like Sergeant Galindo or because we're not, we can just sit there and listen because we have no idea. We don't know, and you are the victims. You are the ones that have been broken into, taken advantage of, to whatever you want to call it, so that would be my suggestion is for set up you can talk to the manager, set it up, and or talk to the chief and set it up, but the sooner the better. If you want to talk to him tomorrow, that's fine, and set up, you can set it, like I said, you can set it up here and
Hey, Chief,
come and talk.
how about instead of putting a sticker on the door, you can shoot a text to the business owner?
And that's a great idea. That's something, we had something similar with
But
that.
you're not leaving no evidence behind for them.
Correct. And again, guys, the sticker on the door was wonderful for years, but I'm concerned and hopefully you see my point on leaving that on the door.
Figured out it didn't work, there's no reason to continue it.
And if you have that officer's phone number right there and you got a report with them, just like he's sending a text, that makes you feel like you could talk to him.
Well, there's been several times that I woke up like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, why did I wake up? Is somebody robbing the yard right now? But right now, as you guys all know, we've got this rig we've been working on for months down here.
Correct.
We have a guy down there now doing rig watch at night.
To your
Okay.
point, I did create a new business contact form, so maybe a line in there that we could add, do you want contact with the officer, check your business?
That'll be comfortable. I mean, any of us wake up, we look at your phone at 2 o'clock in the morning and we see a text from the officer that the business was good.
That would put your mind.
Yeah, yeah.
See, those are the things that those are the things that you need to talk to them, to the officers about.
And the gate was open, laying there on the road.
It's 2 o'clock in the
Right
morning.
across the main road, everyone passed by, and that thing stretched out across, but the truck went through it, because the truck did go through it. Right in the main road. If someone had to go, and check our business at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, we would have known earlier that something suspicious or, something did happen. So, if they go and check it, throughout the day, you could have a lead or a starting point of when to start your hunt.
Yeah,
Because we weren't aware that anything had happened till daylight when we started getting the phone calls.
Those are good things. That's what you need to talk to them about when you get together. The one thing that we do have here, and I don't know if most of you know, we have a curfew, but it's never enforced. I don't think we had a curfew. We never we voted it in. We have and so if we do have a curfew of people that are walking after hours, call right away. They should, that's a violation. If they're violating, it's an ordinance for the village of Milan that there's a curfew. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But
To your point, Mr. Mayor, the curfew has, we can't, without a curfew, we just can't walk up to somebody walking down the street and stop them. It's a violation of rights, but the curfew has been great, because we have been able to identify people. As far as enforcement, our district attorney's office will not enforce that, but it does give us a way to make contact with somebody walking around.
Yeah, that's the start, you know.
We're good at anything.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to move on. So let's leave it at that. If you get together with the chief and let him know. And thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have the police department pursuit policy.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this policy has been actually redeveloped. Our police chief put it together, and we had our attorneys actually go over it. In fact, they have an attorney that is a specialist in the pursuits and policies, and it has been redone. You want to
Sure.
go into why?
Okay. Mr. Mayor, member of the board, members of the board. So one thing I've come to realize the longer I've been in law enforcement is a lot of damage has been done in senseless pursuits, crashes, losses of lives. I mean, we've experienced that in our community recently. We wanted to make some changes to our pursuit policy to kind of not take out of the officer's hand when and when not to pursuit, but give them better guidance, better training, better information on basically what's important. We don't want to pursue after somebody for rolling a stop sign that's not stopping. That's senseless, and it's been happening throughout our whole community, our whole county, and it's something that's important. We needed to make a change to, and it basically gives the officers guidance, gives the supervisors guidance, a smart way to make a decision when pursuing. Because in my position, there's pursuits are just too dangerous and not worth the risk to the officer, the guy driving, the people in the vehicle, and our community. So that's why we made some updates to this policy that better fits to make our duties a lot safer and smarter on what we're doing out there.
Any questions? No? If not, I need a motion to approve, please.
I make a motion to approve the police department's pursuit policy.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez. Trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Consideration of plat map Simpson RV Park.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, I have asked Rachel to come and explain to you what was decided in the zoning meeting. Since anything that is changing, any plats of anything, have to go before them and provide you with their recommendations. Rachel?
So this is on behalf of Gary Reese. He has the small section. It's parcel number R20034 next to the Bar S RV Park. It's the one right off to the side of Darren Simpson's property. He's wanting to split the lot into two parcels so that he can sell the top half to Darren Simpson at the RV park. He has it marked on here how he wants it done. When he brought it to the board, the planning and zoning board, they all decided to approve it. so that he can get it into 2 parcels instead of the one. And so if you guys would like to look at it, I can bring it to you guys.
I would like to see it.
You would like to see it?
Is this the fellow that has a mobile home and a semi out there?
Yeah, there's that little mobile home and then that tower tract right here. And then the mobile home's right here, but he says he's not gonna be here for long, but he's wanting to, this whole thing is the parcel. And he's wanting to split it here and sell off this half to the Bar SRV park. And it was approved by the community board.
When you say he's not gonna be here for long, does that mean he's gonna get rid of this?
He wasn't very clear on it. He says he may be moving, but he's working on, because I know whenever this gets pulled, I know he has rights to that side. I think it might be a process or a while out, and if he does any changes to that, he would bring it back to the board. But as far as right now for this, he's wanting to turn the one parcel into 2.
So this is vacant at this time.
Yeah, there's nothing out here. It's pretty empty.
So Darren would have it.
Yeah, and they talked about emergency access to the area, and from, I believe this is the side of Route 66 on it. There would be, because this is Pinon Drive right here that goes up between. There's access points from this side that Darren had suggested, and because that was their worry from cutting off this land from Pinon, how would they get there emergency wise? But right here there are access points from Route 66, so they were able to determine that they decided that they would approve it.
Okay. Thank you.
Rachel, they have to sign that, is that correct?
Yes, they do. If you guys decide to
Approve it.
approve as well, they need a Village of Milan Board of Trustee and then the mayor sign it. So.
After the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, if nothing else, I need a motion to approve it, please.
I make a motion to approve the plat map for the Simpson RV Park.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, second by Trustee Mercer. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow,
Yes.
Trustee Mercer,
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Consideration of contract with Victor Lane.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this contract basically gives us the prices for one of our local businesses, which is Victory Lane. We've done this before with electrician and believe it was a heating and cooling entity. What this does basically is save our employees time from having to look for quotes. We've already vetted. We've already vetted the submittal, and we've approved it, but at this time, it requires your approval, so we are asking that you approve it.
Okay. Questions? If not, I need a motion to approve it, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Victory Lane.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Trustee Mercer, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow. Trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Updates. Village manager for all other departments.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, members of the board, again, I found out that it seems to work better when I write things down, so that's what I did again, so please bear with me. It's quite lengthy. The Senate Committee on Indian Affairs heard on November the 16th the water rights settlement that we have worked on for most of the year. Senator Lujan is supporting that effort. And he had asked our mayor to submit a letter of support for this as well before he decided to go ahead and support it. We're still advertising for a mechanic. The frames have been installed in our future village home. The sheet rocks up on both sides. They taped and textured it. We're going to be installing the flooring fairly soon. And the sheetrock will be completed, painted and finished. And I haven't heard, Candy, have you heard when the windows are coming?
I heard that they will be in this week, so I am assuming that probably the week after Thanksgiving.
So, Mike and Robert from IT are planning to install wireless network throughout the building. This will afford the staff an opportunity to get out of their offices and still be able to work. And it would,
We lost the internet up here. Yeah.
At the count of three, everybody look at Mike.
and naming the board Georgia.
Yeah, 'cause her printer is George, so.
It's been a nightmare all week.
It's out, but it's not out, it's not the board, it's the actual building.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it said the internet was
I'll go
unstable.
take a look in there, but you guys can go ahead, we have to continue on without, and I don't, until I can bring it back up, and I don't know if it's something I can do, it might be something I'll have to do. I'll go check it, but.
Right,
I
let me,
can't wait for
well-
you. I'm still recording, so you can.
right, but we need trustee Lopez for the third vote, so we can call her on the phone. Do you
Yeah,
have,
you can call on the phone, but you can't get, you're gonna have to use cell phone because you don't have a unit.
Well, we don't need a vote.
it's doing something now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we don't need any more votes.
well, we have to vote to adjourn.
Well, that's the only one now.
Yeah.
Candy, can you just call her on the phone?
That would be the easiest to
Because I
continue.
don't know what, I mean, I can go reset
Yeah.
it out, but if
Ju-
it's not already, which I.
Just call her on the phone and set it right there like we do when
Okay.
everybody else calls.
Here,
Here,
here's
here.
mine.
You can call her from yours, Susie.
And if not, here.
I don't usually bring my phone to the meeting.
We can set it right over here if you want, or right in front of you.
No, she's in here.
There, we have it on this one.
You got her? Okay. Just,
Oh, okay.
can you just set it right here, please? Or on the table right there, wherever you want to. Yeah, so she can hear me, yeah.
Recorder will pick it up. It should.
She probably has it turned off because of the meeting.
Hi, you've reached program. I can't put your phone right now. Leave your name and number and I'll get back with you.
No, we don't have to vote on anything else. It was just her comment, you know.
But they have enough
Yeah, go ahead.
to,
Just continue. Go ahead.
all right. Mike and Robert will plan on installing, I think I said that. Okay, we just hired 2 part-time lifeguards and they have passed their certification, so we do have 2 more part-time people at the pool. Lewis is still doing a great job. He's overseeing the construction for the future village home as well as other areas that require attention and repair. Candy is continuing to assist the new finance director in the city of Grants. As a new finance person she understands the difference between the private sector and the public sector. And this is the network that she's attempting to build with the city of Grants finance director. Construction on Airport Road is going very well. They are continuing to lay new water lines and storm drainage. We will be able to install 9 lights, and these lights will be at the intersections. Denise has worked very hard. She's a very valuable asset, especially to the projects. She understands a lot of what needs to be done on the ground, as well as the bookkeeping side of it. In fact, our auditors have praised her for doing the best job of record keeping in the state.
Good.
We just received, Monday, we just received the permit from DOT to provide access to the parking lot for Route 66 to the soccer field. And finally, construction is happening in regard to the concession stand, the storage unit, and the restrooms there at the soccer field. So it's taken forever, but now things are moving, and they're moving quite quickly. The pumpkin patch at Kearns Field was very successful. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves until we had a strong wind that told everybody it was time to go home. Denise and Candy and I will be attending the legislative forum on December the 2nd. We were scheduled to host this year, but because of the internet issues, we couldn't guarantee that would be so in the future home until in time enough for that forum. So we traded with the city of Grants, and they will host that forum this year. We will host it next year. Most of our office team has been attending the annual budget conference this week. And they've had a lot of internet issues as well, too. So it seems like just half or more of the programs have ran over, but it's been very informative. The front door at the police department is now open. We've mitigated the leak, and Lewis will be working on the inside stucco and sheetrock probably in the next couple of weeks. The utility crew worked on Tuesday till almost 2 o'clock on a leak. It was 1:30. The water department employees are inspecting the units and equipment daily. This will help us to keep the equipment in proper working order. We also purchased a new piece of equipment which will assist them in locating water and sewer and electric and other lines that are under the ground. This should cut their time down in searching for these underground lines. And with that, I ask for questions.
Any questions, comments? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Police Chief.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, good evening. I think you have my report we're police department and code enforcement, animal patrol. On our end, you'll notice the numbers are pretty consistent as far as what I have documented: calls for servants, offense reports. Right around the same that's been. Incidents from dispatch, we were 6 off, so pretty consistent with the calls for service we're getting and responding to. Another report, I guess, letting you know how great our flock cameras are doing as far as license plate reading, picking up stolen vehicles and stolen license plates. So those are working well. We are adding another one. With this one, we can move throughout the county. It was a little bit more, or not the county, the village. Half the county needs it, but with this one, we could use in our problem areas, as we've addressed earlier, just an extra tool that will, if they are using a vehicle with a license plate for committing these crimes, and we can move it to wherever we want. So we've paid the extra money through our budget to purchase that, which should help, and we're looking to get some more. We did a presentation through Matt at Milano Elementary for our 6th graders, Sergeant Galindo and I, which went well. The school safety meetings are picking up again, are going to increase throughout the county, where myself and fire chief attended and went over a lot of stuff to protect our schools in the county. What they're doing and what we're going to do in the future, and we have some other exercises planned for the safety of our school as well, included in that. Sergeant Galindo attended a training through BNSF, very good information and some context when we're dealing with incidents involving the train tracks. We had a 3-day training on our new reporting system that we attended to go over what we needed to report. A lot of tools and functions involved with the new Tyler system. One of them that is beneficial to what we spoke about earlier. This reporting system will give us the solvability percentage of a crime. So if it would tell us there's a high probability or a certain percentage that crime could be solved with the information we have at the time. So that'll help as well. Animal control, our new animal control is out and about, doing well from everything I hear. So just to add a little bit more on our discussion from earlier with members of the public and business owners. And that was wonderful. They attended. We got a lot of valuable information. Hopefully, we can meet and go over some solutions with that. That'd be excellent because, as you know, one department, and I was hoping it wasn't going to be a verbal attack on our police department because we are not afraid to admit that we need help. Okay, so. Members of the community getting involved and more eyes out there, that's the help we need. So hopefully we can get something established with that. Just something that's, when I'm out at night, something I have been doing, I had Officer Aragon create some forms on just the lighting throughout the community, and we're documenting what lights are out, where it's too dark, and where we're vulnerable as far as lighting. So we're almost complete with that. I know I harped on statistics when we spoke earlier, but it's important to gather this data to better utilize our resources. It's something that we didn't do all year, and it's failing. It's to the point now with the increase in September of all these concerns and crimes. That's when the statistics started getting gathered, and it's going to point us in certain directions. I will say, I tracked back to 2012. I brought it up earlier. We were averaging 28.1 burglaries and break-in enterings in our village. Ideally, one is too much, so I agree with that. Take away our 2 big years of low incidents and high incidents, we're still averaging almost 23. We're sitting at 20 right now, which is consistent. So not much has changed since 2012, except the fact that our businesses are the ones that's getting hit this year. So that's something we pulled through statistics and came up with. And I agree. I'm not a business owner, but I see the frustration, and it's something that I think them coming in tonight and addressing has already brought up a couple solutions that we'll work on, and hopefully we come up with a lot more. We do have plans, reaching out to other agencies and what's successful. Like I said, I've already been in contact with new incoming Sheriff Diaz and Chief Monty out in Grants PD because they're getting hit as well, and just coming up with some ideas. Because I'm doing a research paper on response teams for our community, our county, and I found that throughout the county, every agency is short. It's no secret. So there is a huge decline in applications at all these agencies. So it's something that not only the county, but the state, the country is facing. So there is another crime that's picking up steam that I'm not going to announce to you guys if you have a question on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that comes to our community soon, and that's the next topic we're going to have to address. But we're already looking into ways to curb this crime that's happening nationally. And if, like I said, I don't want to make it public record, but if you have a question on it or what it is, because I don't want to give anybody ideas that might be listening. Okay, any questions?
Questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Fire Chief. Daniel, can you hear?
He's muted.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick and easy, we're still averaging right around 5 calls a month, which is kind of good. Some days are better than worse. All our calls come in all at once sometimes, and then there's days that I'm going to call it slow, but we are still getting calls daily. I just want to touch base real quick on our remodel project. Few punch list items. The electrical inspector has found a few things wrong with the electrical, but it's not on the subcontractor side. It's on the existing panel. So we're working with facility build and their subcontractors to see if we can find a solution on that. They're wanting another permit for some low voltage stuff that we had done before they put the walls up. So he's having us see about pulling a permit there. Otherwise, if you haven't been down here, it looks really good. We'll be getting the floors, getting their final buffing this next week, and the doors, everything is ready to go. Otherwise, now moving on to phase 2, the New Mexico Fire Marshal grant was awarded, and I was able to obtain a $400,000 grant through the Fire Grant Council. So now, phase 2 will probably commence once I get that agreement and get Denise and see if you guys can get them to sign that. That would be great. The sooner we get that going, we can move on to phase 2 and keep these guys working. They're doing a fantastic job. Tomorrow we'll be taking our UTV to Albuquerque to have the final equipment installed on it. I was able to get all the decals and stickers and lights on it while we had it for a short time. So now they're going to do the final putting the equipment on it tomorrow. We're just going to go drop it off and then keep it for a few days to make sure everything works. So that way they don't have to order any more parts or anything. If they do, at least it'll be at their facility and it can be installed as soon as they come in. We finished our pump testing countywide, and all of our fire trucks passed flying colors. while I take care of all this other stuff. Fire prevention week went really well in October. We were able to reach a lot of the students at Long Elementary and got a lot of participation out of them and made a few kids aware of the dangers of fire, especially now that it's getting cold. Been trying to reach out to everybody just to make sure that they're cleaning their chimneys before they start their fires. And, the homeless are starting to seek more, so we need to watch out for those. We're doing some EMS training now in November, getting our licenses. Assistant chief is going to be doing his refresher so he can renew his EMS license. So we can keep providing for the public when they need us. Also, now that the winter is approaching, I had a meeting with the State Highway Department, and they brought us on board with their snow removal program. I did give the police chief and Sergeant Vallejo's a lot of that information and passed it on to them. Asked that we were included on the next meeting because of our highway. When it gets bad out there, we have a lot of problems with traffic backup, and our traffic around Petro and Luz is already bad because of the amount of traffic that's coming off that highway. So when snowstorms hit and the traffic gets backed up again, we've collaborated with them helping us out and clearing out exit 79 here next to Love's and Petro, and also on Highway 122 or 66 because they're going to start using that road to reach it down so we can keep track of traffic moving and not create any more hazards. The pumpkin patch was a big hit as well. Ourselves that day. We just had a lot of kids come through our booth there. So maybe next year we can just make it bigger and better every year as usual. Other than that, I don't have anything else unless you guys have any questions.
Any questions?
No.
Trustee Lopez, you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. We go to board comments. Trustee Lopez, start with you.
I just want to thank the business owners that came in regarding break-ins to the businesses. I hope we can find a resolution regarding this. And also, I just tell everybody to stay safe and have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Mercer.
Not at this time.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
I'd also like to say I'm glad to see the businesses come in and voice their concerns. Hope they can sit down and work with the chief and get this solved. I know it's going to take a lot of work. And also, we know that there's been some homeowners that have been hit too. So this concerns everybody, not just one person. It's everybody in our community that is getting hurt by this. So I am hopeful that the discussions can work something out. And I do hope everyone has a safe Thanksgiving.
Okay, thank you. I too want to, I was very impressed with the lady that gave the presentation. And I too want to say we need to come up with something because businesses cannot operate if they're getting vandalized all the time. We need to start somewhere, and I hope that now will be a good time to start. I want to offer my condolences to Denise Baca, her mom, and her family. Her grandma passed away. The village of, the next thing I want to do is I want to congratulate the Laguna Acoma girls volleyball team. They came first in the state tournament. That's about second or third year in a row that they do that. That's a good big accomplishment for a high school. Like the rest of the trustees said, the Village of Milan had their annual pumpkin patch at Kernsfield. It was a huge success until the winds came. Then everything went. The field was packed with adults and kids. Trust me, and Mr. Mercer, kids. We had a bunch of kids at the jumpers, which was really good. I enjoyed myself. I'm sure he did too. I enjoyed myself doing that with the kids, and I think everybody had a good time. But this would not be possible without the hard work of our village employees. It's amazing what can be accomplished when people work together, and that was I mean, what else can you say? Our employees went above and beyond to make it happen. A lot of people commented on the parks and how nice the parks look, and that again is a testament to our employees. Our employees keep those parks in good shape. The Veterans Day celebration was a huge success. It started on the evening of the 10th at the High School Performing Arts Building. This event is put on yearly by Mr. Greiner and the band and the choir. Then on Friday, we had the ceremony at the Veterans Memorial Park. Again, that was really nice. The mayor from Grants did a good job. He cleaned it up really good. It looked really nice, and we thank him for that. And then that evening we had a dinner at the 66 Art Gallery. Joanne Martinez from Homestake provided the meal, and want to thank her for that and for all that she does for the village. She always comes through. Whenever we ask, she always comes through. So thank her a lot. If you're able to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, please do so. When you see a veteran, thank her or him for their sacrifices. And this is the time to give thanks for a lot of different. Everybody has their own way of giving thanks or who they want to give thanks to. But for myself, I want to give thanks for my family, for good health, for the friends, and for myself having the means to donate to all these charities, because they look forward to people giving. And last but not least, for the privilege of being the mayor of Milan and finally having harmony for the employees here in the village. The village is really going in the right direction right now. May God bless the village of Milan, and may God bless America. Thank you very much. And if there's, okay, the announcements. Planning and zoning meeting December 1st, 2022 at 4:30 p.m. Board of Trustees regular meeting December 15th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. And if there's nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn, please.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.